Welcome to the Chop Seat, where Braves country meets the big leagues. Your host Vic is here to break down everything from truest heart to the top of the standings across the league. From walk-offs to wild trades, this is your seat for everything baseball, but a heavy dose of chop. So grab your glove and settle in, because the Chop Seat is open.
Welcome to the Chop Seat, your favorite place for Braves baseball. I'm your host, Vic, and today is Monday, April 20th, 4/20. We're feeling high. We're feeling high because the Braves went into Philly. They broke out the bats. They broke out the Brooms. A clean sweep, a dominant one at that in Philadelphia at Citizens Bank Park. Now, they take a 5-game win streak into D.C. to continue that last leg of their road trip. And remember, it's a 13-game stretch against NL East rivals. And they've started off really, really well. They've gone 5-1 to start this 13-game stretch. Remember, they took 2 out of 3 from Miami, and now they swept all 3 games in Philadelphia. So 5-1 start. If you remember, I said an 8-5 record in this stretch will be great. And it looks like it could be a little bit better than that. So we'll see how the Braves are able to fare against the Nationals in D.C. Again, thank you guys for tuning in to the show. Thanks for sharing the show. The show is growing slowly. I love it. I appreciate it. And it's beautiful when you start something from scratch and you see that it starts to grow. Even though it's slow and steady is always good, if you know what I mean. Anyways, make sure to follow the show if you're not following it. If you're coming across this short on one of these socials, follow the social media pages at the Chop Seat Pod. That's on Instagram, and at the Chop Seat, that's the following. What am I gonna say? The name. That's the name to follow. Let me start that over. The Chop Seat Pod. That's where you can find us on Instagram, and the Chop Seat is where you can find us on X, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. If this is your first time listening to the show, we usually have 2 segments, Tomahawk Takes and then the Braves Forecast. So without further ado, let's get into that first segment.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes.
It's time for Tomahawk Takes, where we talk about the previous Braves series, and that was that series that I just mentioned against the Philadelphia Phillies on the road. But before we get into that, Tomahawk Takes is brought to you by our friends at SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSEAT20, as you can see below, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. If you're close to D.C., you want to go catch the Braves down there real quick before they head back home, go to SeatGeek, use code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. And listen, if you're not a Braves fan, the code, you can still use a code. The code is available for you. You want to go catch any other game, any other sport, any concert, any show, you can still use that code below, code CHOPSEAT20, and you're going to save $20 off your first purchase. And if you do use it, let me know in the comments, guys. I want to thank you personally for using the code. And to those that have already used it, I really, really do appreciate it. Thank you for your support. So let's get into the series. Game 1 against the Philadelphia Phillies. Martin Perez was on the mound for the Braves. Mr. DFA himself. Remember, he was DFA'd after his last start. He elected free agency. No one picked him up. Anthopoulos said, yo, my man, you know you're not going nowhere. Come back. Got another start. Let's see how it goes. And we go from there. And my man shoved again. Because remember, the last start he had, he wasn't terrible. He gave the Braves offense a chance. And this game, he did the same thing. 6 shutout innings. Yes, you heard that right. 6 shutout innings from Martin Perez. Only 4 hits allowed. Gave up 2 walks. 4 strikeouts. He gets a W in this ballgame. He's now 1-1 with a 2.21 ERA. He was going up against Taijuan Walker. This dude's been a punching bag as of late. You got to call it what it is. But listen, we'll take it. We'll take it. He now has a 1-3 record with a 9.16 ERA. So I'm not even making it up, guys. I'm not even trying to hate, but he's been taking hits left and right. And this one, he gave up 7 hits in 4 innings, 7 runs. All of those earned, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts for him. The Braves end up putting 9 runs on the board in this one. It was all Braves from the jump. Top of the first, Braves, they load up the bases. Ozzie Albies, he drives 1 in on a ground out that makes it 1-0 Braves. And Mike Yastrzemski, he connects with a 2-out single that drives in Drake Baldwin that made it 2-0 Braves. And something that the Braves have done so well to this point in this 2026 season is hitting with 2 outs, man. These dudes have been with runners on and 2 outs. They've been phenomenal, and I hope that they can keep it up. We got to check the numbers out, see, what that batting average is to be exact, because I feel like, dude, they stay connecting, man, when it comes with 2 outs. Something that we didn't have last year or even the year before that, And there's another thing we're going to talk about that the Braves were missing, that they've got it back this year thus far. I know it's early, it's a small sample size still, but, I've been very impressed with the offense. But like I said, we're going to get into that a little bit later. Top of the second, the Braves offense is back for some more. They smoke blood and they keep going with 2 on and 2 outs. Like I said, Matt Olson, he singles out to right field. Michael Harris scores there. That makes it 3-0. And then Austin Riley, he had himself a series. He delivers the big blow in this ball game. Drives one out to right center field. That's a 3-run shot. That makes it 6-0 Atlanta. Top of the third, Don Smith with a homer himself, 4th of the season. It's a solo shot. That makes it 7-0 Braves. Martin Perez, he continues to cruise the rest of the way. Like I said, 6 shutout innings for him. Jose Suarez came in the 7th inning. He goes all the way. He goes from the 7th to the 9th. No one scores on him as well. He gets the 3-inning save in this one. Congrats to him for finally having a clean inning, because he's been having a few rough appearances here and there. But top of the 8th, Michael Harris, he had himself a series as well. He hits a solo homer off Orion Kirkering. That makes it 8-0. And then last but not least, to put a bow on it, Mr. Austin Riley, he's back. He hits a second homer of the night. That makes it 9-0 Braves. That's the ball game. The DFA boys with a shutout performance. Shout out to Martin Perez, Jose Suarez. Again, like I said, he got that 3-inning save in this ball game. They saved the bullpen. You save your A guys. Remember, it's 13 straight games in 14 days. You only had one off day. So they're able to save the bullpen, Martin Perez and Jose Suarez, which is very much needed during this stretch. And then they take us into game 2. That was on Saturday. That was on Fox National Television ball game. Chris Sale on the mound for the Braves. He has another great performance. He goes 7 innings, 5 hits allowed, just one run earned, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. He was going up against the Phillies ace, Christopher Sanchez. 6 innings for him, 8 hits allowed, 3 runs. None of those were earned. The Phillies defense did not help him out in this ball game. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts for him. He ends up taking the loss in this game because the Braves end up winning this one 3-1. He's now 2-2 with a 1.59 ERA. Very good ERA by Christopher Sanchez. But like I said, the defense did not help him out in this ball game. Chris Sale picks up the win. He's now 4-1 with a 2.79 ERA. To start the game, there was a robbery to start the game. Ronald Acuna Jr., he drove one out to deep center field, dead center. On the first pitch swinging. You know how Acuna rocks. But he was robbed, like I said, by Brandon Marsh making a leaping catch out there on the wall. So nice hard hit ball over there by Acuna, but nothing to show for it besides that highlight by Brandon Marsh. Bottom of the second, a kid making his major league debut, the left fielder Felix Reyes. He drives a 2-0 fastball from Chris Sale out to right field. That goes over the wall. That's his first career hit. First career hit, being a first career homer, that is awesome. You can't write it better than that. And that makes it 1-0 Philadelphia. And it's crazy to say that their only run in this ballgame came from a guy making his major league debut. That's how bad the Phillies offense is right now. Top of the third, something that the Braves have been doing great so far this season is answering back right away. That's what I was preluding to earlier. I feel like in 2023, we did that. And even the years before that, last 2 years, we've been struggling with that a little bit. If the Braves were down, that was it. It was game over. But this year, they got that back. Once they're down, they answer right back. Yeah, and you see, and you feel like, you got that you get that vibe from them that they're able to get back into the ball game quickly and, keep fighting until the end of the game. And hopefully even get that W, even though they're trailing. So that's something that the Braves have this year. You know, they got that identity back, which is something really, really good and really fun to have as a fan. You know, your team's down, you still have a you have that feeling that they still have a chance to come back, and that's what they did in this ball game, man. They answered right away. They got the bases loaded with 2 outs. Austin Riley with a swinging bunt. Sanchez, he tries to field it. Christopher Sanchez, he loses his footing. He can't make any sort of throw. Everyone's safe. That ties up the ball game. And then Mauricio Dubon, he follows with a single that drops midway between center field and second base. It was right in between. If you probably got a measuring tape and you measure that distance, it was literally right in the middle. 2 runners score there. That makes it 3-1 Atlanta. The Bluebirds were out in Philly all weekend. And then the bullpen, just after Chris Sale, the bullpen, Dylan Lee and Robert Suarez, they combine and they get their those 2 clean innings. Robert Suarez is his first save of the season. He gets 2 strikeouts there in the bottom of the 9th. But like I said, the Bluebirds were out in Philly, man, all weekend. They were pissed. They were not happy at all. In this game, Chris Sale, he moves to 29th all time on the strikeouts list. He actually passed Braves legend Tom Glavine in this one. He now has 2,608 strikeouts for his career. With this win, the Braves secured another series win, and they still remain the only team to not lose a series thus far. So we're going to be carrying that into DC. Let's see if they're able to hold on to this when they get there. So next game, though, we're going to go to the next game, the final game of the 3-game set, trying to complete the sweep. And this one, it was on NBC and Peacock, another national game, the late night game. Remember, there's no more ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. It's now on NBC and Peacock, and the Braves got that slot. They got it 2 weekends in a row, 2 Sundays, back to back. Remember last weekend they had that. Was it with the Guardians? Yes, with the Guardians. And then this week they had it with the Philadelphia Phillies. For the Phillies on the mound, it was Andrew Painter. He goes 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, and 1 walk, 4 Ks. Not a bad start from him. And he was going up against Grant Holmes, who went 4 2/3 with 4 hits, 2 runs. Both of those earned 1 walk and 4 strikeouts. Andrew Painter ends up getting the loss in this one. He's now 1-1 with a 4.42 ERA. The bullpen for the Braves held it down in this game, and you're going to see why. Bottom of the first with Trey Turner on, Kyle Schwarber, he drives one out to right field for a homer. It's an early 2-0 Philadelphia lead. Top of the third, though, like I said, the Braves, they answer right back. Michael Harris, he hits his 4th homer of the season to make it 2-1 Philly. Like I said, remember, I said Austin Riley and Michael Harris, they had themselves a series out there in Philly. Top of the 5th, this is when the Braves make it spicy. They're down, remember, 2-1 still in the ballgame. Michael Harris, he singles to lead off the inning. Acuna follows with a single of his own. Drake Baldwin, he walks after a successful ABS challenge that makes it bases loaded with no outs. Austin Riley, not Austin Riley. That was a little bit after. Matt Olson, he grounds into a force out. He grounds out to second. 1 scores there. That's how the Braves tie up the ball game. And then this is when Austin Riley comes. He has another little slow tabber. It was like another swinging bunt like the previous game. Everyone's safe. He hit that one out to third. I believe it was Alec Bohm makes a play. He has no play. He has nowhere to throw. Everyone's safe. The Braves take the lead 3-2. And then Ozzie Albies, he follows with a double over Brandon Marsh. That makes it 4-2 Atlanta. The Blues are out again in Philly. Like I said, though, the bullpen, they held it down. Aaron Bummer, he comes in after Walt Weiss takes out Grant Holmes. He comes in to face the lefty Kyle Schwarber with 1 on and 2 outs. Schwarber actually doubles out to right field. That makes it 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs for Bryce Harper coming up next. But Bummer, he gets Harper to ground out to third base. Riley has to go to his right, makes a throw, a one-hop throw, going away from his body. Matt Olson's able to just dig that throw right up. He picks it. The throw is in time. The inning is over. It was a great play by Austin Riley. If you haven't seen it, make sure to go to Braves. The Braves page probably has it. They definitely have it. inning over, the Braves preserve the lead there. And the bottom of the ninth, Iglesias, he comes in for this save. It's Brandon. I don't know why I say Brandon. Bryson Stott greets him with a double. He does get Rafael Marchand to fly out. He gets the first out of the inning there, but then he walks Justin Crawford. That's first and second with 1 out. He ends up striking out Trey Turner. That's 2 outs in the inning. Winning run at the plate, of course, is Kyle Schwarber with the tying run on first. He lines one out to right field. Ronald Acuna Jr., he sprinting out there to his left, reaches out. Last second, he snags that line drive. He makes a catch. That is ball game over. The Braves complete the 3-game sweep in Philly, and you already know the boos. The boos came out again. But that's how the series went down. The Braves improved to 15-7 after taking all 3 games. Philadelphia now drops to 8-13. And this is where the Braves take that 5-game win streak that they have now down to DC. They outscored the Phillies in this series 16-3. 16-3. They now have the largest division lead. It's 5 games over the Miami Marlins and the Washington Nationals. But that's how the series went down. It was a very good series. I thought the Braves were going to go in there and take 2 out of 3. I didn't see them sweeping the Phillies, but it's just, it's a great time to catch those Phillies, man, because they are struggling right now. So you might just be playing them at a good time. And that's what happened. But again, I've been very impressed with the way the offense has been going. And even the bullpen is phenomenal. The bullpen in this final game, actually, I did say I was going to mention it, and I didn't. I just skipped right over it. But that final game, it was all hands on deck there. After Bummer came in and got that final out of the 5th inning, it was Tyler Kinley that came in. He ends up getting the win in this one. That's his 3rd win. He's now 3-0 with a 1.0 ERA. Then Dylan Lee came in after that. He pitched an inning. Robert Suarez came in. He pitched a full inning as well. And then that's when they passed it down to Iglesias. And he got the final 3 outs of the ballgame to get the save and complete the sweep. But this bullpen has been great, man, for the Braves. The offense, like I said, they've been great with 2 outs. Phenomenal. And just keeping the line going, having solid at-bats. And again, when they've been trailing in these ball games, they come right back. They punch their team, their opponents right back in the mouth, and they can easily take the lead. And that's what you saw in this series. They were down a few times. That didn't stop them. That didn't take them out the game. Last year, if you were down 1 run last year, it felt like you were down 5, 6, 7 runs. That's how bad it was last year, the way the offense was. But this year, we got that back. We got that sauce back, and I've been loving it, man. So that's what we got. When it comes to Braves news, that's what we got for the series that went down. When it comes to Braves news, I think this was after the last episode, but Osvaldo Beto, he was DFA'd. I think I did mention that the last time, but he was picked up now by the Chicago White Sox, I believe it was. So obviously no more Osvaldo Beto. He was pretty good with us. He just had that 1 bad appearance. Well, I think it was 2 straight bad appearances, and that's all it takes, man, for you to get defeated when it comes to this Atlanta Braves ball club. So it looks like Martin Perez got himself another start. We'll see how long that lasts, but he's been good. He's been good so far. He's a nice veteran, nice solid arm that you can have out there that'll give you, obviously, as we've seen, quality innings to keep your offense in the ball game. And I really did think we were gonna that first game was gonna be the first game against the Phillies. It was gonna be a rough one because he was pitching on the mound. But I guess, if you got a guy like Taijuan Walker, it could be worse. So again, nice job by Martin Perez. He earned himself another start. He might be pitching that 4th game, I think, maybe on Thursday. Let me just double check here what we got going on. Yeah, because this is a 4-game series. But it might be Chris Sale, actually, that will be starting that final ball game. I'm over here about I should have brought something to drink up here, man. I really did throw all dry and stuff. But anyways, that is all we got for Tomahawk Takes. Now we're going to head into our next segment of preview. the next series.
It's time for your Braves forecast.
It's time for the Braves forecast, where we preview the upcoming Braves series. And as we mentioned before, it's a 4-game set against the Washington Nationals down in D.C. Game 1 is tonight. Game 1 is actually already underway because the chop seat is a little bit late. Game started at 6:45 p.m. It's right now currently 7:05 p.m. It's a game started by Bryce Elder for the Braves. He's 2-1 with a 0.77 ERA. He's going up against Jake Irvin, the righty, who's 1-2 with a 6.16 ERA. And since it has already started, let's see what's going on. The Braves are actually down in the bottom of the first inning. They're down 2-0 so far. Let's see what happened here. The Braves went down in order in the top of the first, bottom of the second. It looks like Bryce Elder, he got the first 2 outs. He got James Wood a ground out, and then he got Luis Garcia to pop out. But then Brady House singled out to center field. He walks C.J. Abrams. He walks Dalen Lyle. And then Jacob Young hits a single out to right field. 2-runner score on that one. And that's what made it 2-0. Washington Nationals in the ballgame, though. That's what's going down so far. Game 2, that is scheduled for tomorrow, 6:45 p.m. start time as well. I think all games are, no, except for the last one. The final game on Thursday is a 1:05 p.m. start time. All the other 3 are 6:45 p.m. games. But game 2 is going to be started by Reynaldo Lopez. He's 1-0 with a 2.18 ERA. The lefty Foster Griffin is going to be on the mound for the Nationals. He's 2-0 with a 3.05 ERA. Game 3 is going to be Wednesday, again, 6:45. The lefty, Martin Perez, like I said, he earned himself another start. He is now 1-1 with a 2.21 ERA, in case you forgot. He's going up against righty Zach Littell, newly acquired National. And listen, I was one of the first guys to mention that Zach Littell would have been a great fit for the Braves. Why? Because I had this guy on my fantasy team last year. He got me a good amount of points as a spot starter. I used to pick him up and drop him, pick him up and drop him. Every time I picked him up, he was good for me. He was really good for me. And I was like, you know what? I think this guy's a good fit for the Braves. So far, he's 0-2 with a 7.11 ERA. Anthopoulos, he obviously knows what he's doing. Good thing he didn't listen to me and the rest of the Zach Littell gang that was out there during the off season. But yeah, he's been struggling as of late. He's been struggling, and hopefully the Braves are able to get to him and bring that ERA up a little bit more for him. And then the last game of the 4-game set is going to be on Thursday, 1:05 p.m. Start time is going to be Chris Sale. And like I said earlier, he's now 4-1 with a 2.79 ERA. He's going up against Cade Cavalli, who is 0-1 with a 4.12 ERA. I said earlier as well, the Braves are now up. It's too early to look at the standings like that, but they got the biggest lead of any division right now. They got the largest lead, so we do got to mention that. They are 5 games up on the Nationals. And the Braves are coming in with the best run differential to this point in the season. They have a plus 57 differential. The Nationals are coming in with a negative 13 differential. Their problem is the runs allowed. They've given up 134 runs. That's a lot of runs they've given up. That's the second worst behind the Houston Astros. The Braves, look at the contrast here. The Braves have only given up 65 runs. That pitching, like I said, pitching has been phenomenal. The starters have been really good, as opposed to what we thought, how we thought they were going to be to begin the season. The bullpen has been lights out for the most part. Bullpen has definitely been lights out, so that's why that number is so low. But one thing that the Nationals can do good, and they can do right up to this point, is scoring runs. They've scored 121 runs. That's the same amount of runs as the Dodgers, and that's just one less than the Braves. The Braves have scored 122 runs, which is the best in the majors right now. But again, these guys can score, so you're gonna have to try to get to their pitching and try to hold this offense down because they could score with the big boys so far. You got to worry about they got some speed in there, they got some power, so you're gonna have to keep these guys. You got to hold these guys down, and I mean, as we saw, look, they already scored 2 on Bryce Elder. So we'll see how they're able to do. Listen, if they split these 4 games 2 apiece, the Braves can still have that title that we've been carrying, which is a no series lost this season. And we'll see how far we can get with that. If we do go 2-2, because we've gone 5-1 already, so if we do go 2-2, that means we will go 7-3. Remember, I said we want to go 8-5. That means that gives you a little room to lose 2 out of 3 to Philly to end that 13-game stretch. But if you take 3 out of 4 here, you're looking at an 8-2 record, which is awesome. Going back home to face the Philadelphia Phillies. So we'll see how the Braves are able to do. That's what we got for the Braves forecast. That is who the Braves will be playing in the next 4 days. Like I said, after that, on Friday, they come back home after that final game in D.C. On Thursday, they come back home for a 3-game set against the Philadelphia Phillies, but that's looking a little bit more ahead. We'll talk about that on our next episode. And you know what? That's all we got, but we're going to touch briefly on the rest of the league because we have some good news coming out of Queens.
It's time for the MLB.
It's time for the MLB where we catch up with the action from around the league. It's going to be brief. Like I said, we have some news coming out of Queens and New York Mets. They're off today, but they've lost 11 straight games. They got swept by the Cubs over the weekend. They were actually 2 outs away from ending that streak. But former Met Michael Conforto, he ends up tying the ball game in the bottom of the 9th. They end up going to extras. They walk it off. The Cubs walk it off there. That's the 5th straight win for the Cubs. But again, Mets lose 11 straight games. Let's see if they're able to make it. Like I said in the last episode, I was in a group chat and I said, I hope you guys make it to 15. I really do. I'll be very impressed if you guys make it to 15. We'll see if they can keep it up. Royals got swept by the Yankees over the weekend. They've now lost 7 games in a row. The Dodgers, best record in the league, still 15-6. That's the best overall record. The Padres and the Braves right behind them, both with a 15-7 record. Talking about the Dodgers, this just came in a few minutes before I started recording. Edwin Diaz, he's slated to miss around 3 months to undergo surgery to address some loose bodies in his elbow. But listen, the Dodgers can do that, bro. Dodgers have so much depth that they can do that. It's nothing. He'll be back before the playoffs start, and he'll be 100%, and he'll be fine. And they'll probably be winning another championship, a three-peat, because that's what they do with all these guys. They're able to, have them go and get these surgeries or just go on these rehab stints or just stay home, bro. Stay home. Come back when we get to the playoffs. Everybody can go all in there for 2-3 weeks. And let's get this ring. Let's get this ring and bring it home. That's what they do. Something the Braves got to start doing too. But we're not as deep as that ball club. But anyways, that was the big news that came before I started to record this episode. The Rockies did take 2 from the Dodgers over the weekend. They have the final game of the 4-game set tonight. And then Mason Miller, man, he continues to be lights out. He continues his 32 2/3 scoreless inning streak over the weekend. That dates back to August 6th of last year. So this guy has been lights out, man. It's been incredible what he's done. So I think that's it. That's all I got for the MLB segment of the show. One last shout out to our friends at SeatGeek. Use code CHOPSY20 to save $20 off your first purchase on SeatGeek. It's not just for baseball games. You can catch NBA playoff games, NHL playoff games. World Cup is starting soon, very, very soon. It'll be here quicker than you know. So you can use that code SHOPSY20 and you'll save yourself $20 off your first purchase. If this is your first time listening to the show, I appreciate you guys listening all the way through. That's pretty impressive, man. You deserve a round of applause for staying. Well, we in 30 minutes in right now. So this is your first time. Give yourself a round of applause. Listen to me yap for half an hour. I'm impressed. You're probably driving somewhere or something. I don't know. But again, this is a chop seat. This is what we do on the chop seat. Make sure to catch your ball games. Make sure, hopefully, your team, if you're in an 11-game losing streak, for your sake, hopefully your team is able to snap that streak, bro, because that's insane. That's so bad. But I really want you guys to get to 15. If you guys get to 15, I'll be so happy. Just because. But anyways, that is all we have for today's episode. We'll be back before the start of the Phillies series on Friday. We'll catch up with all the action that went down. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in once again. And we will see you next time on The Chop.